Your participation is important in this course for a number of reasons. Two reasons that I really think about every day. One is, I want to make sure I can share this discovery with you. It's meaningless for me as an historian and as your fellow human being for me to just kind of have this information to myself. The discoveries of who lived where, what were the relationships between people, what types of foods they ate. You know, if you can't share stories with other people, then in many ways, the life kind of lacks some meaning, and that kind of connectivity to each other is really important. So the first part is to share the discovery, and certainly I'm teaching you some elements of the history, but also you're teaching yourself because you're engaging your mind, you're reading, you're watching videos, and your off time, you know, I'm sure that ideas are sitting in the back of your head about, you know, I wonder what folks were thinking about when they would walk through a cathedral on a Sunday morning. Or you might think about if they were walking down one of the main streets and it was really cold, did they experience cold in the same way that we did? Was it like, oh, this is a really cold day, but I'm so accustomed to it because there's no indoor heating or cooling, then it's not unusual. In the same sense, we want to share this discovery so we're connected to the past, but here in the present as well. The other important piece of our class is this act of working as global citizen scholars. And by that, I really do mean global. We'll probably have about maybe 15 to 20,000 students in this course, as well as persons from over 140 nations. Will mostly be English dominant is what I've seen in the past, but we welcome all kinds of folks that can understand reading in English, and as well as, have some proficiency with some Spanish as well. And I know there are plenty of Spaniards and Latin Americans in here as well, so we're glad to have you. But together as a group from 140 nations, as many as 20,000 of us, together we can work collectively to dive into the manuscripts and to start to pull out the details of them, these dates of when things occurred, who was at a particular event, what was occurring, were they selling an item, a piece of property, was someone renting a house, were they planning to have a market day, all those other elements, or maybe even just a religious ceremony. But we start to get a sense of the events, and then also just the meaning behind them, whether or not they're folks that are testifying or if they are serving as witnesses to an event. It gives you a sense of like what was important to the community overall. But in this sense, it takes a long time to move through documents, and for an investigator like myself, if I were to work on this project by myself, it could take years and years and years, and it will. But the process can be accelerated by sharing the task of moving through documents by transcribing them, so we can pull out those details sooner. And also, I think the real important part is the global citizen scholar part, which is that simultaneously, by working together in this course, we're learning together, so that you're not waiting for some book to come out, or you're not waiting for an article to come out, but together we share the discovery. And it's, in many ways, it's like when you go to a museum. At those museums, you're maybe there with friends or family or by yourself, and you read note cards or descriptions of items, and you start to fill in these gaps, and you have this kind of tangible relationship with the objects and documents. So together we can do that. We can investigate together, we can evaluate the history together, and contribute to this knowledge. So thanks again for being a part of this.